a lot of people have been asking me about my hair lately because I have changed it drastically. And by changed it drastically, I mean I've stopped doing it. I mean, I sort of do it, but not really. I used to kind of blow dry my hair straight-ish. For me was wavy. So I'd blow dry it and then, you know, just kind of like style the bangs. And that's not a thing I'm doing anymore. I wrote a blog post, you can find it at amyguth.com. You can read this blog post about like the things that led up to this, but like one day I just went, this is a bullshitty thing I can't do anymore. I don't want to straighten it. Which is not to say I will never straighten it again in my life. I might, but I also might not. I don't feel like I need to or want to. It has been very freeing, and it certainly made me confront things within myself. And that's the thing with life. Like, you think you have it figured out, and then something happens and you're like, holy shit, I don't know shit. The older you get, the more you realize you actually don't know shit about shit. But I wasn't anticipating how much stuff would come up with the hair. I think when I was like straightening my hair, I maybe fit into more like traditional of a beauty standard, or I was trying to anyway. I don't know if I made it, but I guess was conforming to it and thus complicit in reinforcing it. I'm saying there's been a shift for the better in like, dumb bros don't fuck with me anymore. They don't even, in fact, it's interesting. I don't even exist to them. I used to like walk by a pack of bros on the street and be like, wonder what this asshole's gonna say to me. They don't say shit. I think there's a lot going on there that we could unpack at another time. Another part, people want to touch my hair constantly. And I know that's an issue for a lot of women of a lot of different races and ethnicities. Don't fucking touch people's hair. I don't know how much plainer to say that. People walk up and just go, I love your hair. Why are you doing that? Don't touch people without their permission. Jesus Christ, don't do that. People just want to be like, oh, hi. Oh, I love your hair. Oh, look, what do you put on your hair? Not your fucking hands. That's what I put on my hair. Jesus, don't do that. There is also a process of self-trust, which came at a good time because I had a few events last fall that I was really feeling quite sure of myself. And then some events occurred that made me really not feel so... It's like when you're really sure about something and that turns out to not be the case, then you're like, well, shit, I didn't know shit, did I? Right? So it's like your self-trust gets rattled a little bit. And I thought I had restored it pretty well, but this is bringing that even further. The accelerator is the hair because you have to confront something about yourself. But what's interesting, after 2 weeks of like looking like a piece of shit Brillo pad, it started to spring to life. And that part right there made me think a lot. I was like, okay, so I'm going to stop. And I started just letting it be its natural self. And 2 weeks of not real terrible hairdos, but just kind of shitty, not cool hairdos. Suddenly it started to kind of like wake up and spring back to life. And it was like this forgiveness process. Like, I'm sorry, can we be friends again? Can we work it out? And that's exactly what's happening. Like, my hair and I are working some shit out. It makes you really think, if I embrace other parts of myself, what else will spring to life? And so I've almost been delighting in a little bit of vulnerability. I still resist it on some levels, just because I think that's what human beings do. Another thing I would like to share about my hair is that most people focus on the time. People are like, oh, you must have hours of your life back. Yes and no. It never, like, I had been straightening my hair for so long, it honestly didn't take me long. It was kind of a pain in the ass, but like, it didn't take me that long to do it. It's almost a feeling of regret. Like, gosh, I suppressed my hair for so long. What else am I suppressing? How else have I suppressed myself? And like I said, you think you're not, and then suddenly you're in this position of like, fucking with your hair or not fucking with your hair, as the case may be, and you're like, shit, maybe I have suppressed other parts of myself and I don't even know it. You can't help but confront things because your hand gets forced, and I didn't see that coming. I didn't know that was going to happen. You know, we've all got like our dreams and our things that we want in our lives, and I've realized that personally and professionally, I ain't gonna get there unless I'm a lot more vulnerable, and I thought I was until I stopped styling my hair, and that is my whole point. I thought I was doing fine with vulnerability until I stopped styling my hair, and then I realized my vulnerability ain't shit, and I had so much more to learn. So much more to learn. It's funny. It's funny, right? As soon as you think you've got some shit figured out, shit about shit. So that's what I got. Peace out.